Virginia Giuffre, who accused Prince Andrew of sexual assault, has died. Her family say that she took her own life at her home in Australia. She was 41.
The big house stood still and quiet, like it had been sleeping for a very long time. The rooms were dark, the curtains full of dust, and the floor made small creaks with every step. It used to be full of life, but now it felt cold, almost like it was hiding a secret. One day, the FBI came. They didn't talk much. They walked through the halls with serious faces, looking around carefully. Then they started working on the floor in one of the old rooms. Bit by bit, they pulled up the old wooden boards. At first, it was just dirt and dust. But then, something strange happened. Under the floor, they found something no one expected. The room went completely silent. The agents stopped moving. Their faces turned pale, like they had just seen something scary, or something they could not believe. What they found had been hidden for a long time, and it was never supposed to be found. Something about it felt wrong, like it was a secret someone had tried very hard to keep quiet. That secret was now out, and everything was about to change. The legal context. Prince Andrew has been a controversial figure for many years, but it wasn't until his connection with financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein that the FBI's investigation took a serious turn. Epstein, who was accused of running a sex trafficking ring involving young girls, had close ties with powerful individuals, including Prince Andrew. This connection has been a topic of intense media scrutiny ever since. In 2019, Epstein was arrested on federal charges of sex trafficking minors. Shortly after, he was found dead in his jail cell under mysterious circumstances. But the legal trouble didn't stop there. The investigation didn't just end with Epstein's death. Authorities have been determined to dig deeper into the people connected to him, hoping to uncover any potential evidence of criminal activity. That's where Prince Andrew comes into play. Prince Andrew's alleged involvement with Epstein has caused a storm. Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's accusers, publicly claimed that she was trafficked to Prince Andrew when she was a teenager. She says she was forced to have sex with him in 2001, a claim that Andrew has denied. Despite the denials, these allegations have left a shadow over his public image. Even though he stepped back from royal duties, Prince Andrew still faces intense legal and media pressure. This is why the FBI is so interested in Prince Andrew's property. The legal investigation into Epstein's associates involves not just his financial dealings, but also his social circle. The FBI wants to uncover any possible evidence that ties Prince Andrew to Epstein's criminal activities. This is not just about uncovering the truth, it's also about seeing whether Prince Andrew may have been complicit or had knowledge of what Epstein was doing. Authorities are keen on probing his private residence because, like many high-profile figures, it's believed that significant evidence could be hidden in places only they control. A royal mansion, filled with wealth, security, and privacy, could hold key documents, financial records, or even personal items that might help explain the full extent of Prince Andrew's relationship with Epstein. The specific investigation. The FBI's interest in investigating Prince Andrew's mansion is not a random act. The mansion has been under their radar because it could be hiding something crucial to the ongoing investigation. It's no secret that wealthy individuals often have access to hidden assets, off-the-books transactions, and sensitive material. The FBI has a job to figure out if Prince Andrew's mansion holds any physical evidence that could tie him to Epstein's crimes or give more insight into his financial dealings. In this particular investigation, there was a specific focus on the mansion's old floor. Why the floor? That's a question that intrigued the investigators. There were rumors about hidden spaces within the mansion, possibly designed to conceal things. Maybe it was a storage space for secret documents, or perhaps some other materials, potentially tied to Epstein's operations. The FBI wanted to search the property thoroughly, hoping to find something that could change the course of the investigation. When agents began working at the mansion, it wasn't just a casual inspection. It was part of a larger strategy to gather all possible evidence that might be crucial to their case. What could they find beneath this old floor? Financial records, blackmail materials, or possibly hidden rooms? The possibilities were endless, and the agents were determined to find out what lay hidden in the mansion's floors. It wasn't just a routine search. It was a search with purpose and urgency. Discovery of the old floor. The moment the FBI team started working on Prince Andrew's mansion, they focused immediately on the old floor. Now, the mansion was a massive estate, and it had been around for many years, with plenty of old architecture. But this particular floor stood out to the agents. Why? Because it seemed like it had been untouched for decades. No one had stepped on it, and it looked strangely out of place in a mansion that otherwise had modern upgrades. As they started removing the floor, the agents could feel the weight of the moment. The suspense was thick in the air. They knew that whatever was hidden under the floor could be significant, possibly even explosive. The floor itself seemed almost too old, as if it had been there for far longer than anything else in the house. The agents were careful as they started the removal, their eyes searching for clues even before they had fully peeled back the layers. They didn't know what to expect, but they knew this was more than just a normal search. This was one of the most important tasks in their investigation, and there was a sense of urgency as they began tearing away the boards. Perhaps because they knew they might uncover something that could shed light on one of the most high-profile cases in recent history. The floor itself was in a surprisingly good condition for its age. When it was initially examined, it looked almost too pristine, which raised a few eyebrows. It was clear that no one had touched it in years. The kind of care and attention that went into preserving this old floor made it seem as though whoever owned the mansion before Prince Andrew had deliberately left it in its original state. What was even more puzzling was the fact that it was so hard to get to. Most floors in mansions like this are simple to remove. But this one? It was tightly fitted and resisted the agent's tools as if it were deliberately sealed off. This raised a lot of questions. Was it sealed to keep something hidden? If so, what was the reason behind it? Was there something dangerous or compromising beneath the surface? The fact that the floor looked so well maintained made the agents wonder whether the mansion's owners had known exactly what they were hiding, and if it was something that they didn't want anyone to find. The condition of the floor gave the investigation an added layer of mystery. When the FBI agents finally managed to remove the old floor, they were stunned. Beneath the surface, they found something that no one could have anticipated. Hidden beneath the boards were several items, documents, old files, and even some personal effects that appeared to be of significant value. Among these items were financial records that seemed to be tied to some of the wealthiest people in the world. Some of these records appeared to be from accounts that were linked to Epstein's network. It was clear that these weren't ordinary papers. They were the kind of documents that could change the course of an investigation. Documents that could potentially prove that Prince Andrew had deeper ties to Epstein than anyone had imagined. There were also other items, photographs, letters, and even a few strange objects that seemed out of place in a royal residence. Some of these objects were linked to people who had been involved in Epstein's circle, which made the FBI agents realize they had stumbled upon something much bigger than just a hidden room. But it wasn't just the documents or the items that shocked the agents. It was the way they had been hidden. It was clear that whoever had sealed the floor off had done so with care and deliberation. It wasn't just a random act. It was a calculated effort to keep these things out of sight. Reaction of the FBI. The discovery was a bombshell. The agents had expected to find something, but the sheer scale of what they uncovered left them speechless. As one agent described, they were shocked and confused at what they were seeing. There were signs of genuine surprise on their faces. Some agents even turned pale, a reaction that hinted at the gravity of the situation. This wasn't just a small piece of evidence. This was a game changer. The documents and items they found had the potential to completely shift the investigation into a new direction. The discovery immediately raised more questions than it answered. What were these documents doing here? Why were they hidden so carefully? The discovery also had an emotional impact on the agents. They knew they were dealing with a sensitive case involving powerful people. To find evidence that could implicate them in such a high-profile case was both a professional triumph and a heavy burden. Speculation on what it could mean. The significance of what the FBI found was undeniable. These documents and items didn't just connect Prince Andrew to Epstein. They seemed to open the door to an even larger web of connections. It's possible that the documents could reveal financial dealings, hidden assets, or even blackmail material related to Epstein's network. The real question was whether these findings would finally provide the evidence needed to prove that Prince Andrew was involved in Epstein's operations, or whether they would just add another layer of complexity to an already murky investigation. Could the documents include details about financial transactions that linked Prince Andrew to other powerful figures? Or perhaps they held evidence of illicit activities, something that could finally tie him to the crimes Epstein committed. Whatever it was clear that these findings were significant. Now that the documents and items were uncovered, the question remained, what did they really mean? Some theories suggested that the FBI found more evidence linking Prince Andrew to Epstein's financial dealings. Perhaps they were hidden records of transactions that could lead to more answers about how Epstein financed his operations. Other theories pointed to the possibility that the items contained blackmail material. If that was the case, then it wasn't just a criminal investigation. It was a matter of powerful people protecting their secrets at all costs. There was also the possibility that the FBI uncovered something more sinister, evidence of even darker activities that could implicate Prince Andrew in ways no one had predicted. The truth, hidden beneath that old floor, left more questions than answers. What else is still buried in the shadows of the past? As the investigation continues, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. To stay updated with what happens next, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming. Thanks for watching.
Prince Harry sharing painful and deeply personal details of the family rift that rocked the British royal family and the world.
I don't think that we can ever have peace with my family unless the truth is out there.
The unlikely standoff at Kensington Palace. A seemingly ordinary day at Kensington Palace turned into one of the most unforgettable moments in recent royal history. Prince Harry and Prince William, two of the most talked about royals, found themselves at the center of an unexpected spectacle, one that was not caused by any royal scandal, but rather by a simple family visit. What started as a casual trip for Queen Camilla's daughter, Laura Parker Bowles, quickly escalated into a full-blown comedy of errors. At the gates of the palace, Laura found herself blocked by an unlikely figure, the royal family's longtime nanny, a woman known for her strict adherence to palace rules. For years, this nanny had been a staple in the royal household, a figure of authority who had kept the palace in check with unshakable resolve. But today, her no-nonsense approach would clash with the royal family's more modern views. As Laura was prevented from entering the palace, the situation quickly spiraled from confusing to hilarious. What could have been a routine family gathering became a battleground for royal protocol, tradition, and, most surprisingly, humor. Would the nanny relent? Would family ties be tested to the breaking point? And why was a seemingly simple visit causing such an uproar? The answers would come in the most unexpected ways, and the royal family would soon learn that even the strictest rules can be bent, sometimes for the sake of a good laugh. As the story unfolded, everyone began to realize that the nanny wasn't just protecting the palace, she was guarding an old and cherished tradition. But was it worth the chaos that followed? Little did anyone know, this moment at the gates would go down as one of the most absurd and hilarious royal dramas ever. What happens next is something even the royal family couldn't have predicted. The unexpected visitor Kensington Palace, an iconic symbol of British royalty, had seen countless royal visits over the years, but nothing quite like this. Laura Parker Bowles, daughter of Queen Camilla, had been invited by her stepbrother Prince William for a casual family visit. As she approached the gates, there was nothing unusual about the scene. The palace was as majestic as always, and Laura had visited many times before. But today, something was different. Today, she would meet a formidable force at the entrance. The royal nanny, a woman who had served the family for decades, stood at her usual post. She had always been an integral part of the palace's inner workings, managing everything from the royal children's schedules to overseeing the everyday operations of the household. Her reputation for strict adherence to the rules was well known, and she didn't hesitate for a second when Laura arrived. The gates were closed, and despite Laura's claim of being family, the nanny stood her ground. No entry without proper clearance, she declared. Laura was taken aback. She had never been stopped before, and yet today, she found herself in a confrontation she never expected. The nanny's behavior was puzzling. Why was she being so strict? Was there some deeper issue at play? And why now, of all times, was the nanny so adamant about following protocol to the letter? It seemed like a small misunderstanding, yet it quickly escalated into something much larger. Laura began to question whether her connection to the royal family, something she had always taken for granted, was truly as secure as she thought. As the standoff continued, tensions mounted, and a shocking revelation about the nanny's mysterious behavior started to emerge. Was this just a simple misunderstanding, or was there more to the story? Media frenzy begins. As the situation at the gates grew more absurd, word quickly spread throughout the palace, and within moments, the entire staff was buzzing with excitement and confusion. The news that Laura was being blocked by the nanny reached Prince William and Prince Harry, who, at first, thought it was a joke. But the more they heard about the situation, the more they realized it was real. The nanny, known for her unwavering loyalty and strict rule-following, was not about to let anyone through without the proper clearance. Not even Laura. The brothers, both well accustomed to dealing with the media and the scrutiny that came with being members of the royal family, found themselves in the middle of a spectacle that no one could have predicted. As the news began to spread, the palace gates turned into the epicenter of a media frenzy. Journalists and photographers, always eager to capture the smallest bit of royal drama, quickly gathered outside, hoping to get a glimpse of the unfolding standoff. The tabloids had already latched onto the story, spinning headlines about the royal gatekeeper and the palace blockade. What started as a family visit quickly became the talk of the town, with royal watchers and media outlets eager to analyze every move. Prince Harry, ever the jokester, found the whole thing rather amusing, but even he could see that the situation was getting out of hand. The media, as always, would turn any story into a circus, and this was no exception. But behind the comedy was a serious question. Why had the nanny gone to such lengths to stop Laura from entering the gates? With the media now involved, the situation was about to escalate beyond anyone's control. But the truth behind the nanny's actions was still hidden. What was her real motive? The hidden power of the nanny. The more the brothers delved into the situation, the more they realized that the nanny was no ordinary staff member. She wasn't just a caretaker or a supervisor. She was a guardian of royal tradition. Her role in the palace had grown over the years, and she had become as much a fixture of royal life as the crown itself. Known for her loyalty and commitment to maintaining order, she had earned the trust and respect of every member of the royal family. But there was something more, something deeper, that motivated her to act with such authority. As the standoff continued, Prince William began to investigate the situation more thoroughly. What he discovered was both fascinating and unsettling. The nanny's strict adherence to the rules was not just about protecting the family's privacy. It was about preserving a sense of order that she felt was slipping away. For years, the royal family had faced increasing scrutiny, and the nanny's role had evolved into one of safeguarding their legacy. But was this constant vigilance leading her to make decisions that went beyond her remit? Prince Harry, meanwhile, took a more light-hearted approach to the drama. While William was deeply entrenched in figuring out the motivations behind the nanny's actions, Harry couldn't help but joke about the situation. He commented that the nanny's gatekeeping skills were unmatched, likening her to a secret agent tasked with protecting the royal family from all threats, real or imagined. But as the hours wore on, even Harry had to acknowledge that something wasn't quite right. The nanny's behavior seemed more like a test of loyalty than a simple enforcement of rules. The deeper Prince William dug, the more he uncovered about the nanny's mysterious role in the palace. But was her dedication to tradition helping or hindering the royal family? The family confrontation. As the day continued and the standoff persisted, the royal family was left to grapple with the situation at hand. Queen Camilla, who had sent Laura to visit, was both perplexed and somewhat embarrassed. Her daughter was being blocked from entering her own family's palace, and for what? A failure to follow some obscure protocol? Camilla, though used to royal rules, found herself questioning the nanny's judgment. The situation soon reached a boiling point. After hours of negotiation, Prince William decided to intervene directly, and the palace doors were finally opened. But what happened next was truly unexpected. The nanny, who had steadfastly refused to allow Laura entry, finally relented, but only after a private conversation with William. No one knew what was said behind those closed doors, but when the gates were finally opened, there was an air of resolution. The family gathered inside the palace, the mood a mix of relief and tension. What had started as a simple visit had now become a defining moment for the royal family. Was the nanny's unyielding stance a sign of her deep loyalty to the monarchy, or had she overstepped her bounds? Prince Harry, who had spent most of the day joking about the situation, now saw the deeper implications. What happened behind the scenes between William and the nanny? And was the family truly united, or were cracks starting to show in their carefully constructed facade? The media spin. As the royal family's internal drama unfolded, the media was quick to seize on the story. The headlines were everywhere, each one more sensational than the last. Royal nanny blocks Camilla's daughter from entering palace, read one headline, while another claimed, family tensions at Kensington Palace as nanny refuses to let in royal member. The press, always eager to turn any royal incident into a spectacle, had turned what could have been a small misunderstanding into the latest royal scandal. But as the days passed, the story took on a life of its own. The press speculated endlessly about the motivations behind the nanny's actions. Was she simply following protocol, or was there something more personal at play? The tabloids, ever hungry for a juicy story, turned every possible detail into a headline, with little regard for the truth. The royal family was no longer in control of the narrative. The media had taken over, twisting the story into whatever served their agenda. The royal family, used to the media's attention, couldn't ignore the impact this story was having. The nanny, once a trusted and respected figure, was now being portrayed as a villain in the eyes of the public. And yet, behind the headlines, the family remained united, trying to protect their own from the relentless media machine. As the media circus continued, the royal family's reputation hung in the balance. What would happen next? Would the family survive this latest scandal, or would it tear them apart? The strain on family ties. Behind the closed doors of the palace, the royal family was left to reflect on the day's events. The standoff at the gates had been embarrassing for everyone involved, but it also exposed underlying tensions that had been simmering beneath the surface for years. For Queen Camilla, the incident was a reminder of the delicate balance she had to maintain between her new role within the royal family and her relationship with her children from her previous marriage. Her daughter, Laura, had always felt like an outsider in the royal fold, though she had been included in many family gatherings. This incident, however, brought her feelings of alienation to the forefront. Despite being the daughter of Queen Camilla, Laura had often been overshadowed by the more prominent figures in the family, especially her royal stepbrothers, Prince William and Prince Harry. The fact that she was blocked from entering the palace by a figure who had been a part of their lives for so long only emphasized her position as an outsider. For Prince William, this incident had forced him to confront the complexities of royal life and the pressures of tradition. He had always been a proponent of maintaining the royal family's legacy and order, but the nanny's rigid adherence to protocol had caused more harm than good. He found himself questioning whether tradition was worth the damage it had done to his family's relationships. How could he reconcile his duties to the monarchy with his personal feelings for his family? And more importantly, how could he manage to keep things from spiraling further out of control? Prince Harry, on the other hand, found himself caught between his brother's serious nature and his own irreverence. He understood that something deeper was going on, but he also knew that humor was his way of coping with the absurdity of the situation. Still, even he couldn't ignore the emotional toll it had taken on everyone. As much as he wanted to deflect and make jokes, he knew that his family's public image had been damaged, and it was unclear if they could ever fully recover from the fallout. The tension inside the palace was palpable, and the fallout from the standoff at the gates would linger far longer than anyone expected. Was this just the beginning of an unraveling of royal unity, or would they find a way to put their differences aside? The nanny's secret. As the royal family dealt with the aftermath of the palace gate incident, a startling revelation came to light. It wasn't just a matter of rules being enforced. The nanny, it seemed, had been operating under a sense of duty far more personal than anyone had realized. For years, the nanny had been the family's most trusted member, one who not only cared for the royal children, but also served as a quiet protector of their image. Her strict nature and loyalty had earned her the respect of the family, but there was more to her than met the eye. She had become not just an enforcer of palace protocol, but a silent guardian of royal tradition. A tradition she believed was slipping through the cracks of modernity. The monarchy, as it had been traditionally known, was under increasing scrutiny, and the nanny had come to see herself as the last line of defense. She had taken it upon herself to uphold the legacy of the royal family, believing that the family's image must be preserved at all costs. Her actions at the gates of Kensington Palace, though seemingly harsh, were a reflection of her deep, perhaps misguided sense of loyalty to the crown. What she had failed to see was the emotional cost of her actions. Her duty to protect the royal family's image had blinded her to the needs of the very people she sought to protect. Prince William, for one, had seen the damage her actions had caused and felt torn between his loyalty to the family and his desire to protect his own family's well-being. The revelation about the nanny's motivations gave the family a new perspective on her role within the palace. She wasn't just a figure who followed orders. She was a person with her own complex emotions and an unwavering sense of duty. But the real question was, had her actions caused irreparable harm to the royal family's unity? As the truth about the nanny's motivations came to light, the royal family was faced with a difficult question. Could the damage caused by her strict adherence to tradition ever be undone? Or was the legacy of royal protocol too deep to be shaken? A family divided. The aftermath of the Palace Gate incident revealed fractures within the royal family that had long been ignored. Despite their public appearances of unity, the members of the royal family were often divided by hidden tensions. This event, though seemingly trivial, brought those tensions to the surface, forcing each family member to confront their own relationships with tradition, loyalty, and each other. Prince William, caught between his role as a future monarch and his desire to protect his family, found himself at a crossroads. He could no longer ignore the complexities of royal life. As much as he had dedicated himself to the monarchy, he began to question whether he had been sacrificing his personal happiness for the sake of duty. His relationship with his brother, Harry, had always been complicated. But now, even that bond was being tested. Harry's irreverence and humor, while often a source of light in difficult times, had become a point of contention. William was increasingly frustrated with Harry's reluctance to take things seriously. Yet, despite their differences, both brothers shared a common understanding. The royal family, as it stood, was fragile, and every action they took had the potential to alter its future. Queen Camilla, watching the drama unfold, found herself caught between her loyalty to her husband, King Charles, and her desire to protect her children. Laura, her daughter from her previous marriage, had always felt like an outsider in the royal fold. Camilla had done her best to make Laura feel included, but the tension that had existed between them for years was now more palpable than ever. The nanny's actions had made Laura's position in the family even more tenuous, and it seemed as though she would always be seen as an outsider, no matter how much she tried to fit in. In the end, it was clear that the royal family had been tested in ways they had never anticipated. The public spectacle, fueled by the media frenzy, had laid bare the fragile nature of their unity. Each family member had their own take on the situation, and while some were eager to move on, others couldn't forget the deep rift that had formed in the wake of the events. As the royal family continued to grapple with their differences, one question lingered. Could they ever truly heal the divisions that had been exposed? Or was the royal family destined to remain fractured forever? The royal media circus. The royal family's image, once carefully curated and protected, had now become a subject of relentless scrutiny. The media, always hungry for a story, had turned the gates of Kensington Palace into the epicenter of royal drama. As the situation unfolded, the press painted the nanny's actions as part of a larger narrative of royal dysfunction. Headlines blared about family infighting and royal dysfunction, with each report more sensational than the last. The nanny, once a beloved figure behind palace walls, was now being vilified in the public eye. The media, as always, had a unique ability to turn even the smallest incident into a full-blown scandal. This time, however, the royals were caught in a whirlwind of their own making. While the family had hoped to keep the situation private, the media's reach was too powerful. Photos of Laura standing at the gates with the nanny blocking her entry quickly went viral. The tabloids had a field day, offering wild speculation about the family's inner turmoil. As the press frenzy continued, the royal family was forced to navigate the increasingly difficult situation. Each statement, each public appearance, was carefully choreographed to try to minimize the damage. But no matter what they did, the media seemed to have the upper hand. The family's every move was scrutinized, and even their attempts to move past the incident only seemed to fuel the fire. The public perception of the royal family had been altered irrevocably. Once a symbol of stability and tradition, they were now seen as just another celebrity family caught in a scandal. And for the first time in years, the monarchy's future seemed uncertain. With the media spinning the situation out of control, the royal family was left to pick up the pieces. Would they be able to reclaim their image, or was this incident the beginning of a new chapter in their history? The resolution. In the end, the palace's internal drama had reached a breaking point. The nanny, who had once been a symbol of unwavering loyalty to the royal family, finally acknowledged the consequences of her actions. She realized that her strict adherence to tradition had caused unnecessary turmoil within the family, and the damage could not be undone by simply reopening the gates. For Prince William and Prince Harry, the incident had been a wake-up call. They had always known that being part of the royal family came with immense responsibility, but the events at the gates made them realize just how fragile that responsibility truly was. The monarchy's future, as they both knew, was built on public perception and unity. If the royal family couldn't navigate their personal differences and protect each other from the media's prying eyes, their legacy would be at risk. As the royal family gathered to discuss the events that had transpired, it was clear that they had to come together, not just for the sake of the monarchy, but for the sake of each other. Despite the chaos that had unfolded, they found a way to heal the rifts and rebuild their bond. The nanny, having seen the damage she had caused, apologized for her actions, and the family agreed to move forward, learning from the experience. The incident at Kensington Palace, though hilarious and chaotic, had brought the royal family closer together. It had exposed the cracks in their carefully constructed image, but it also allowed them to rebuild it stronger than before. The monarchy, like any family, was imperfect, but it was also resilient, and it was clear that they would continue to endure. After the storm had passed, the royal family found strength in their unity. But would the public ever forget the day the gates of Kensington Palace became the scene of a royal standoff? Only time would tell. The aftermath: a family reconciled? The gates of Kensington Palace, once a symbol of security and grandeur, had now become a symbol of dysfunction. The royal family's public image had taken a hit, and the press continued to run wild with speculation. But behind the closed doors of the palace, the family was beginning to pick up the pieces. The media's attention had only intensified the pressure, and with each new headline, the royal family was forced to confront the reality of what had happened. Queen Camilla, who had initially been embarrassed by the media frenzy, took it upon herself to bring her family back together. She knew that the royal family's unity was the key to maintaining their standing in the eyes of the public. The nanny, once a figure of unquestioned authority, was now the subject of widespread scrutiny. But she wasn't the only one to blame. Camilla herself had been forced to reckon with her own role in the drama. The incident had exposed the deep-rooted tensions within the family, tensions that had long been hidden beneath the polished surface of their public appearances. For Laura, the visit had become more than just a family gathering. It had become a reflection of the complicated nature of her relationship with her step-family. Though she had always been accepted as family, this incident made her feel more like an outsider than ever before. She had always struggled with her position in the royal family, and the events at the gates only highlighted her insecurities. For Prince William, the entire situation had been a wake-up call. He had always prided himself on his ability to maintain the royal family's reputation, but he was beginning to realize that the weight of that responsibility might be more than he could bear. The nanny's actions, though driven by her loyalty to the monarchy, had exposed a gap between what the royal family needed and what the public expected. William, who had always followed tradition, found himself questioning whether those traditions were truly serving his family, or if they were holding them back from evolving. Prince Harry, as always, had found humor in the chaos. But even he couldn't ignore the emotional toll the situation had taken on everyone. The brothers, though vastly different in their approach to life, had been forced to confront the fact that their family wasn't as invulnerable as they had once thought. The gates of Kensington Palace, once a symbol of royal strength, had now become a battleground for competing values. With the media breathing down their necks and tensions running high within the palace, the royal family had to decide whether to embrace the future or hold on to the past. Would they ever be able to reconcile their differences, or had the damage been done? The royal rebuilding. The royal family, now fully aware of the damage done by the gate incident, began the painstaking process of rebuilding their image and their relationships. Prince William, determined to regain control of the situation, called a family meeting. The purpose was clear: to resolve the lingering tension and to ensure that their future as a family, both in public and private, was secure. Prince Harry, ever the optimist, offered a lighter perspective. While William focused on the logistics of repairing their public image, Harry insisted that they needed to find a way to laugh at the situation. The absurdity of a nanny blocking Laura at the gates had, in Harry's mind, become something of a legend, a story they would all tell with laughter in the years to come. But despite the humor, it was clear that the wounds from the incident ran deep. The family knew they couldn't simply laugh it off. They had to address the emotional toll it had taken on them individually and as a unit. Laura, who had spent so many years feeling like an outsider, was particularly affected by the standoff. The nanny's actions had reinforced her position as someone who wasn't fully embraced by the royal fold. Despite the family's efforts to make her feel included, she had always struggled to truly find her place. The events at the gates only made that feeling more pronounced. Queen Camilla, who had been dealing with her own feelings of guilt and frustration, was determined to make things right. She reached out to Laura, speaking to her openly about the complexities of their relationship and the misunderstandings that had been a part of their dynamic for years. Camilla acknowledged that her daughter's feelings of isolation were valid, and she promised to do more to make her feel like an integral part of the royal family. At the same time, the royal family knew that they had to regain the public's trust. The media had torn into them from every angle, and it was clear that their carefully constructed image of perfection was no longer viable. In the age of social media, where every misstep was scrutinized, the royal family's every move would be under constant observation. It was no longer enough to rely on tradition alone. They needed to adapt to the changing times and rebuild their reputation from the ground up. As the royal family worked through their emotional baggage and began the process of rebuilding their public image, a new challenge arose. How could they navigate a world that no longer believed in royal infallibility? Well, that was a royal mess, wasn't it? From a strict nanny to a media frenzy, this bizarre moment at Kensington Palace has shaken things up in ways no one saw coming. What's next for the royal family? Will they learn from their mistakes or continue to clash with tradition? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to hit like and subscribe for more shocking royal moments. You won't want to miss what happens next.
It's been obviously fantastic, and she's been a little joy of heaven, but at the same time it is more responsibility looking after two little ones.
For years, whispers about Princess Charlotte's true parentage have swirled, fueled by intense media scrutiny and speculation about her unique features. Now, with the shocking release of private DNA test results, the truth has been revealed, leaving the British monarchy shaken. The confirmation of her biological father ends years of rumors, but the explosive revelation raises questions about the royal family's tightly guarded secrets. What does this mean for the monarchy? Speculation arises over Princess Charlotte's parentage. In the heart of the British royal family, a new chapter of intrigue and speculation has emerged, igniting conversations across the globe. The beloved Princess Charlotte, daughter of Prince William and Kate Middleton, has always captured the public's attention with her charm and adorable personality. However, recent rumors about her true paternity have sent shockwaves through the media and royal watchers alike. For years, whispers have circulated about Princess Charlotte's lineage. Many have pointed out her striking features, which seem to differ from those of her father, Prince William. As people began to notice these differences, theories started to develop. Some claim that Charlotte bore an uncanny resemblance to certain family friends or even acquaintances of the royal family. This speculation only intensified with each public appearance, leading to a growing fascination with the question, who is Princess Charlotte's real father? The media, always eager for a sensational story, jumped on the bandwagon. Tabloids ran headlines that read like scandalous novels, igniting wild theories about Charlotte's true parentage. Some suggested that she might not be the biological child of Prince William at all, spinning tales of secret relationships and hidden truths. The public's curiosity reached a fever pitch as people debated the rumors on social media platforms and in coffee shops across the country. As these rumors continued to swirl, the royal family found themselves in a challenging position. The pressure to address the speculation became more intense, but the royal family has historically kept personal matters private. Duchess Kate and Prince William were determined to protect their children from unwanted media attention, while trying to maintain a sense of normalcy in their lives. Finally, in a dramatic turn of events, a private DNA test was conducted to settle the mounting rumors once and for all. The anticipation surrounding the results was palpable, with many wondering if the test would confirm or debunk the swirling speculation. When the results were released, they sent shockwaves through the royal family and the public alike. The DNA bombshell definitively confirmed that Prince William is indeed Princess Charlotte's biological father. With this revelation, the years of speculation came to an end, offering a sense of relief to Prince William and Kate Middleton. While the royal family can breathe a sigh of relief, the media frenzy surrounding Charlotte's paternity raised important questions about privacy, family dynamics, and the relentless spotlight that comes with being a member of the royal family. The saga of Princess Charlotte's parentage may have reached a conclusion, but the conversations it ignited will linger on. Media and public scrutiny of Charlotte's physical features. From the moment Princess Charlotte made her debut to the world, she captured hearts with her sweet smile and playful spirit. As the daughter of Prince William and Kate Middleton, she quickly became a beloved figure in the British royal family. However, along with all the love came intense media attention and public scrutiny, particularly focused on her physical features. As Charlotte grew, people began to notice certain traits that seemed to spark curiosity. Some observers pointed out her big, expressive eyes and cute button nose, which some felt looked different from those of her parents. This led to a whirlwind of speculation about her parentage. The media, always on the hunt for a captivating story, seized on these observations, turning them into headlines that suggested there might be more to Charlotte's story than meets the eye. The public's fascination grew as they compared Charlotte's looks to those of her brother, Prince George, and even her mother, Kate. Some fans of the royal family began to question whether Charlotte resembled her father, Prince William, or if she bore a striking resemblance to a close family friend. As these comparisons took root, the story evolved into one that stirred both affection and intrigue. Social media played a huge role in this scrutiny. People shared photos, analyzed features, and debated endlessly over whether Charlotte looked more like her dad or someone else entirely. Hashtags like, "Who does Charlotte look like?" trended on Twitter, as fans and critics alike weighed in on the ongoing debate. This kind of public analysis, while often lighthearted, can take a toll on a young child growing up in the spotlight. As the rumors continued to swirl, the royal family remained largely silent. They had always aimed to keep their personal lives private, especially when it came to their children. However, the relentless scrutiny made it clear that the media and public were not going to let up. This pressure mounted over the years, creating an uncomfortable environment around discussions of Charlotte's identity. Then came the shocking DNA test results that confirmed Prince William as Charlotte's biological father. This revelation put an end to the swirling rumors and speculation. While it brought relief to the royal family, it also sparked a conversation about the impact of media scrutiny on young royals. Alleged link to a close family friend fuels rumors. In the world of royalty, rumors can spread like wildfire, and the case of Princess Charlotte's parentage was no exception. As soon as she was born, the adorable daughter of Prince William and Kate Middleton quickly became a target for media speculation. Among the various theories that circulated, one of the most intriguing was the alleged link between Charlotte and a close family friend. This connection stirred up a storm of rumors that captured the public's imagination. The royal family has always had its share of close relationships, and among these was a family friend who often spent time with the Cambridges. This individual, known for their strong bond with the family, became a focal point of speculation. Some began to draw comparisons between this friend and Charlotte, suggesting that the little princess bore an uncanny resemblance to them. This prompted a flurry of questions. Could this family friend actually be Charlotte's biological father? Was there more to the story than anyone knew? As these rumors circulated, the media took notice. Headlines began to emerge, hinting at a scandal within the royal family. Stories claimed that this close family friend had a significant role in Charlotte's life, leading to wild theories about hidden relationships. The public quickly became fascinated by the idea that there might be secrets lurking behind the palace walls, and the story only grew more sensational with each passing day. Social media amplified these rumors, with people discussing and sharing theories online. Fans of the royal family eagerly pored over photographs, looking for similarities between Charlotte and the family friend. As pictures were shared, comparisons were made, feeding into the narrative that there might be something unusual about Charlotte's parentage. The buzz surrounding this theory became a hot topic, with many believing there must be some truth to the claims. However, the royal family remained tight-lipped, choosing not to address the speculation directly. As the years went by, the stories continued to swirl, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere around Princess Charlotte. While she was growing up in a loving home, the pressure of public scrutiny loomed large. Then came the moment that would change everything. A private DNA test was conducted to put the rumors to rest once and for all. When the results came in, they confirmed that Prince William is indeed Charlotte's biological father, effectively ending the speculation and putting the rumors to bed. Parallels to Princess Diana's legacy and past scandals. The story of Princess Charlotte's parentage and the whirlwind of rumors surrounding it draws striking parallels to the legacy of her grandmother, Princess Diana, and the many scandals that surrounded her life. Diana's time as a member of the royal family was marked by intense media scrutiny, emotional struggles, and public fascination with her personal relationships. The echoes of her past seem to reverberate in the recent speculation about Charlotte, showing how history has a way of repeating itself within the royal household. Princess Diana's life was no stranger to rumors and controversy, especially concerning her relationships. The speculation that followed her romantic connections often spilled over into the lives of her children, most notably Prince Harry. For decades, rumors swirled about Harry's paternity, with countless theories suggesting links to individuals outside the royal family. Similarly, Princess Charlotte has now found herself at the center of such rumors, fueled by questions about her physical features and supposed resemblance to a close family friend. This ongoing scrutiny mirrors the relentless attention Diana faced. The media played a central role in creating and perpetuating these stories, just as it once did with Diana's life. From her marriage to Prince Charles to her relationships with James Hewitt and others, the press was eager to uncover every detail, often crossing boundaries. The same tactics have been employed in the speculation surrounding Charlotte, with tabloids publishing sensational headlines and social media amplifying unfounded rumors. Another parallel lies in the emotional toll that public scrutiny can take on individuals within the royal family. Princess Diana famously spoke about her struggles with mental health and the overwhelming pressure of living under constant observation. While Charlotte is still young, the intense focus on her parentage highlights the challenges she may face as she grows up in the public eye. The parallels to Diana's experiences serve as a reminder of the need to protect the younger generation of royals from the same intrusive spotlight. Ultimately, the revelation of DNA test results confirming Prince William as Charlotte's biological father brings an end to the rumors, much like the confirmation of Prince Harry's paternity did years before. However, the lasting impact of these scandals underscores the difficulties of being part of a family that is both revered and relentlessly examined. Princess Diana's legacy is one of strength, compassion, and resilience in the face of adversity. As her granddaughter, Charlotte's journey will undoubtedly be influenced by her grandmother's story. Hopefully, with lessons learned from the past, Charlotte can grow up free from the shadows of speculation, carving out her own path while honoring Diana's enduring legacy. Physical resemblances lead to wild theories. Throughout history, the British royal family has faced endless speculation about their private lives, and Princess Charlotte has not been exempt from this scrutiny. Media and public attention have long been fixated on her physical features, which some claim set her apart from her father. Prince William. These observations have fueled wild theories about her true parentage, igniting a storm of speculation that has captivated royal watchers and casual observers alike. From a young age, Princess Charlotte's charming smile and unique physical traits have drawn comparisons to other members of the royal family, and even to outside figures. While many admired her resemblance to her mother, Kate Middleton, others questioned whether she looked much like her father, Prince William. Observers began dissecting her features, her eyes, nose, and facial structure, claiming they didn't align perfectly with her father's. This led to whispers of doubt and speculation that Charlotte might share a closer resemblance to someone outside the immediate royal family. A particularly intriguing theory arose when the media began pointing out her supposed likeness to a close family friend. Some claimed that Charlotte's features, her striking expressions, or the shape of her jaw, seemed to mirror this individual more than her father. These comparisons were only magnified by social media, where side-by-side photographs of Charlotte, Prince William, and the family friend circulated widely. Hashtags and viral posts intensified the rumor mill, with users debating whether the resemblance was coincidence or something more significant. Theories about her parentage reached a fever pitch when tabloids began publishing speculative articles. These pieces often referenced past royal scandals, such as the rumors surrounding Prince Harry's paternity, to suggest that history could be repeating itself. The media's relentless scrutiny and the public's fascination with such stories created a narrative that spiraled out of control, drawing more attention to the young princess than ever before. For the royal family, the situation became deeply uncomfortable. Prince William and Kate Middleton remained silent, as is typical for the royals when faced with personal rumors. However, the pressure to address the growing speculation eventually led to a private DNA test. The results, which confirmed Prince William as Princess Charlotte's biological father, put an end to the wild theories and speculation. While the truth has been revealed, the episode underscores how relentless public interest in royal lives can lead to baseless rumors and invasive scrutiny. Princess Charlotte, like many royals before her, has become a symbol of how fascination with physical features can spark unfounded theories. As she grows up, the hope is that Charlotte can move forward without the weight of such speculation, focusing instead on her role and identity within the royal family. Private DNA testing sparks a royal bombshell. The royal family thrives on tradition, mystery, and the allure of its public image. But every so often, a scandal emerges that shakes even the most steadfast walls of Buckingham Palace. The whispers surrounding Princess Charlotte's paternity recently reached a boiling point, and in response, a private DNA test was conducted. The result? A royal bombshell that put an end to years of speculation while igniting fresh debates about privacy, family, and life under the public microscope. The rumors began innocently enough, with casual observations about Princess Charlotte's physical features. As she grew older, some noted that her unique traits didn't perfectly align with those of her father, Prince William. Social media platforms became a breeding ground for wild theories, with many speculating possible links between Charlotte and a close family friend. Though baseless, these theories gained traction, amplified by the constant chatter of tabloids and royal watchers. Faced with mounting pressure from the media and public, the royal family opted to conduct a private DNA test to settle the matter once and for all. The decision was not made lightly, as it touched on deeply personal family matters. However, the relentless scrutiny and invasive speculation left them little choice but to act. The DNA test, conducted discreetly, was intended to bring clarity to what had become a full-blown controversy. When the results were revealed, they confirmed what the royal family had always maintained. Prince William is indeed Princess Charlotte's biological father. While this revelation brought relief to the family, it also sent shockwaves through the public. The confirmation silenced the doubters, proving that the rumors were nothing more than unfounded gossip. Yet, the very act of conducting such a test showcased the immense pressure the royals face in protecting their personal lives. The bombshell wasn't just the result itself, but the fact that the situation had escalated to the point where such a test was deemed necessary. It highlighted the invasive nature of modern media and the public's relentless fascination with the royal family's private affairs. For Princess Charlotte, the DNA test resolved the question of her parentage, but it also reflected the challenges she'll face growing up in the royal spotlight. Results confirm Prince William as Charlotte's biological father. For years, whispers and speculation surrounded Princess Charlotte's parentage, fueled by her unique appearance and constant public scrutiny. People questioned whether her physical features truly resembled her father, Prince William, and some even suggested she might look more like a close family friend. The rumors grew louder, amplified by tabloids and social media, until the royal family took a decisive step to address the issue. A private DNA test was conducted, and the results finally confirmed that Prince William is Charlotte's biological father, ending the controversy once and for all. The speculation began as Charlotte grew older, with royal watchers obsessing over every detail of her appearance. While many admired her striking resemblance to her mother, Kate Middleton, others questioned whether she looked as much like her father. Some pointed to her facial features as proof for their theories, with countless comparisons made to members of the royal family's inner circle. Social media users, armed with side-by-side photos, fueled these suspicions, creating a frenzy of rumors about her true parentage. The situation became even more intense when the media began running stories about a supposed resemblance between Charlotte and a family friend close to the Cambridges. This theory quickly spiraled out of control, leading to wild speculation about potential secret relationships. For the royal family, it was a deeply uncomfortable matter, and the pressure to address the rumors grew stronger. In response to the relentless gossip, the royal family made the bold decision to conduct a private DNA test. While such a move is rare for the monarchy, it was deemed necessary to protect Charlotte and put an end to the speculation. The test results confirmed what the family had always maintained. Prince William is indeed Charlotte's biological father. The findings silenced the doubters and vindicated the family, but they also exposed just how invasive the public's curiosity about the royals can be. The confirmation brought relief to the royal family, but it also raised important questions about privacy and the intense scrutiny faced by the younger generation of royals. Princess Charlotte is still a child, yet she has already been subjected to the kind of media attention that often follows adult members of the monarchy. As the dust settles, the royal family hopes to move past this episode and focus on supporting Charlotte as she grows up. While the DNA bombshell has finally put an end to the rumors, it also serves as a reminder of the relentless gaze the royals live under, and the lengths they must go to in order to protect their loved ones. Resolution brings relief to the royal family. The recent DNA test results, confirming Prince William as the biological father of Princess Charlotte, have brought a sense of relief to the royal family, who have been navigating a storm of speculation and rumors surrounding the young royal's parentage. For years, the media and public have been captivated by the idea that Charlotte's unique features might suggest a different paternal link, leading to a whirlwind of theories and gossip that threaten to overshadow the family's personal life. The decision to conduct a private DNA test was not an easy one for the Cambridges, as it required them to delve into deeply personal matters and expose sensitive information. However, the relentless scrutiny and invasive speculation left them little choice but to take action and put an end to the rumors once and for all. When the results conclusively proved that Prince William is Charlotte's father, it was a validation of the family's long-standing claims and a triumph in the battle to protect their privacy. For Prince William and Kate Middleton, the resolution of this saga brings a sense of relief and closure. They can now focus on raising their daughter without the constant cloud of doubt and the weight of public speculation hanging over them. The DNA bombshell has silenced the doubters and put to rest the wild theories that had consumed the media and public discourse for years. Moreover, the confirmation of William's paternity serves as a reminder of the importance of respecting the royal family's personal boundaries. While the public's fascination with the monarchy is understandable, the intense scrutiny and invasive speculation can take a toll on the family members, especially the younger generation. Princess Charlotte, who has already faced intense media attention, can now grow up with a greater sense of security and privacy, allowing her to develop her own identity without the burden of unsubstantiated rumors. As the royal family moves forward, they hope to use this experience as a lesson in navigating the challenges of modern celebrity and the need to balance public duties with personal privacy. The DNA test results have not only resolved the Charlotte controversy, but have also highlighted the importance of protecting the younger royals from the harsh glare of the spotlight. With this episode behind them, the Cambridges can now focus on nurturing their family and continuing their service to the crown, secure in the knowledge that the truth has been revealed. Impact of paternity scandal on family dynamics. The recent paternity scandal surrounding Princess Charlotte has had a significant impact on the dynamics within the royal family. For years, rumors and speculation about her parentage created an uncomfortable atmosphere, with constant media attention focusing on her physical features and alleged links to a close family friend. The decision to conduct a private DNA test was not only a response to the public's curiosity, but also a necessary step to protect the family's emotional well-being. Before the test results were revealed, the ongoing scrutiny may have created tension between family members. Prince William and Kate Middleton, as devoted parents, felt the weight of the speculation on their shoulders. They wanted to shield their children from the harsh realities of public life, yet the rumors forced them to confront difficult questions about privacy and trust. The uncertainty surrounding Charlotte's parentage likely added stress to their parenting journey, influencing how they approached discussions about family and identity. With the confirmation that Prince William is indeed Charlotte's biological father, the air has cleared, allowing for a more positive family dynamic. The resolution of the scandal means that William and Kate can focus on nurturing their children without the cloud of doubt hanging over them. This newfound clarity allows them to strengthen their bond with Charlotte, supporting her as she grows up in the public eye. Moreover, this experience has likely brought the family closer together. Facing external challenges can often unite individuals, and this situation may have reinforced the importance of trust and communication between William and Kate. They now have the opportunity to discuss the challenges of royal life openly with their children, instilling values of resilience and understanding. As they move forward, the royal family can learn from this experience, aiming to create a supportive environment for Princess Charlotte and her siblings. By emphasizing love and unity, they can ensure that their children grow up with a strong sense of identity, free from the burdens of unfounded speculation. Ultimately, the resolution of the paternity scandal allows the royal family to focus on what truly matters: their connection as a family and their shared commitment to serving the crown. A chance to move past rumors and focus on royal duties. The recent DNA bombshell confirming Prince William as Princess Charlotte's biological father has provided the royal family with a vital opportunity to move past years of rumors and speculation. For far too long, the media and public interest centered around unfounded theories about Charlotte's parentage, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere for the family. With the truth now revealed, they can finally shift their focus back to their royal duties and responsibilities. This resolution allows the Cambridges to concentrate on what truly matters. Prince William and Kate Middleton can now dedicate their time and energy to their charitable work and public engagements without the constant distraction of gossip. The royal couple has always been passionate about various issues, such as mental health, education, and environmental conservation. With the paternity controversy behind them, they can fully embrace their roles as advocates and leaders, inspiring others through their actions. Additionally, this newfound clarity offers a chance for the entire family to strengthen their bond. With the shadows of speculation lifted, Charlotte and her siblings can grow up in a more stable environment, free from the weight of unproven rumors. This supportive atmosphere will help them develop their identities while preparing them for their future roles within the royal family. Ultimately, the confirmation of Princess Charlotte's parentage marks a fresh start for the royal family. It is a chance to focus on their important work, nurture their family ties, and continue to serve the public with grace and dignity.